What's good, everybody? This is just the intro. It's your big dog, Kid 6, Chi-Town's finest, Carlton, you dig? Yo, Drake, get him in the mix.
A winner or loss, we cover it all. You know the drill, the court to the field, we ready to ball. Carlton from the shot, Kid 6 from the pit. From the east to the Midwest, so we stay in the mix. A winner or loss, we cover it all. You know the drill, the court to the field, we ready to ball. Carlton from the shot, Kid 6 from the pit. From the east to the Midwest, so we stay in the mix.
You already know what time it is, man. I gotta keep my clippers to them heads and my ears to the streets. And I keep my ears to them streets and the clippers to them heads. Let's get it.
Look at that. Listen, real quick. I have no business going.
Oh, don't let me get a bucket. I'm talking the rest of the game, I'm talking shit. Like, I don't even care. You would have thought how we usually started. We do a little something like this. And my boy C bust a little freestyle real quick.
Okay.
Take it back for him one time, my good brother.
Sometimes I give people an option of which artist they want me to go.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna do that today.
Dang, I don't get the treatment.
You don't get the treatment, you get the treat.
Oh, okay.
Because of who I was listening to. I was listening to Hov.
Okay.
The GOAT.
All right, I take that.
Brooklyn, New
I
York.
take that. See, I came in here repping.
I said, come on, we seen it.
Yeah.
That's why I had to, you know.
I like the preparation. You practicing in the mirror, you listening to whole, like, okay. I feel special.
Listen, I was listening to the Grammy Family Freestyle, which he dropped on the song. You know what I'm saying? I've been crushing the building since Eyes Socks. So independent. I might buy Koch. I might not stop. Places to cop. 76th floor. You should call me the doc. Everybody want to be the king. Till shots ring. You laying in the balcony with holes in your dreams. Or you Malcolm X style getting distracted by screams. Everybody get your hand on my jeans. Everybody look at your strange. Say the same. Like you worked that hard to stay the same. The game stays the same. The name changes. So it's best for those who not overdose on being famous. Most cans get driven so insane that they try to hit the same vein that Kurt Cobain did. So dangerous. No angels. Invite them to the end, the sanctums. Yo, Chambers. I could keep going. Y'all want to keep going?
I thought you was going to, like, do your
No.
own freestyle.
No.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it's tradition. He always just, you know,
Just gotta.
Okay,
you gotta
gotcha,
always give you
gotcha.
one.
You never know which artist
You know it, bar for bar.
Okay, gotcha.
I
You
should have
always
gave
gonna
you a
get
Drake
that.
verse.
You could have.
I could have gave you the Drake verse.
It's cool.
I could still pull one out the bag.
Yeah, let me see what you know.
Oh, okay, so I give you the treatment for the Drake verse. Pick an album.
So far gone.
So far gone.
Yeah, go all the way back.
On the property of October. I ain't drive here, I got chauffeur. Bring me champagne, fruits, rosé, and some shots over. I think better when I'm not sober. I smoke goody, no glaucoma. I'm a stockholder. Private flights back home, no stopover. Still spitting the shit that they shot Pac over. Shit my mother looked shocked over. But with the campus, I'm the group of 7. A migraine, take 2 Excedrin. I'm the one twice over, I'm the new 11. If I die, I'ma do it reppin'. I never do a second. I swear niggas behind me all hard and lying today. Girls and driving the same cars. Sitting there wishing their problems became ours. But we have nothing in common since I done became star. I done became bigger, swerving right into my peers' lane. Same dudes that used to holler my engineers change. One touch, I can make the drapes and the shits change and show me the city that I without fear claim. What I said seems to never extinguish. Coolest kid out, baby, word to Chuck English. Count my own money, see the paper cut fingers. Song with your girlfriends, waking up ringer.
Yo,
You got to catch the fact that he got a paper cut.
I got an actual paper cut.
really got a paper cut. Yo, and just like that, we're going to jump right into it, man. What's good, everybody? You are now in the mix. It's your big dog, Kid 6, Chi-Town's finest, Carlton, you dig? Before we get into introducing a legend that we have in the middle, listen, this is the revamp of In The Mixx podcast. I need you to understand that, ladies and gentlemen.
And we back, and we back,
back.
and we back.
Waves is flowing.
Oh, yeah, you know, it's a good cut right here.
Waves is flowing, man. It's a new season. We ain't playing no games with y'all, man. And, of course, as always, we always give you a nice little freestyle beforehand. So, of course, he had to bust out the GOAT himself, Hov, right quick. And then, of course, he bust one out for Drizzy as well.
I should bust one out for Kendrick, but I'm going to let it rock.
We're gonna let it rock. We're gonna let it rock right now, man. And of course, as y'all see on his shirt, is Rich King brand. So you know, always got to rep sponsors out here, man. So if y'all looking for any short sets, all of that good stuff, and of course the fall rolling around as well. But we're gonna enjoy the summertime. Hit up Rich King brand. Come on, man, stop playing. And we're gonna have y'all in the mix now. Like I said, We got a legend with us, ladies and gentlemen. All right. First episode of the year.
Let's get it.
First episode of the year. What better way than to do that than to have a legend on the episode for number one? Because, of course, all the big talk has been about the ladies been balling. Need y'all to understand that. I had to pick 2 favorite teams, by the way. I'll dive into that later on. But I got 2 favorite WNBA teams. I feel like I could do that. I could do that. No, like I'm gonna look at you, see Green behind the scene, you know. But yeah, you know, I can do that, ladies and gentlemen. I can have 2. Now, NFL teams, we can't do that. But the WNBA, I'm gonna do that for y'all, man. But look, I'm gonna go ahead and allow C to introduce her because, of course, they both 2 MSU alums, legends. So C,
Can I do the honors?
Please do the honors, man. Please do the honors, bro.
I would be honored to do the honors. All right, listen, man, because we got a legend in the building. We have Tiny Adams, 5'6" point guard from Brooklyn, New York City. That's why I had to get y'all the whole verse earlier.
Y'all see the jersey she repping right now.
Yep.
From the national treasure, Morgan State University. I'm going to say that one more time. The national treasure, Morgan State University.
Y'all stole our colors.
Hey, listen. The national treasure, Morgan State University out here. The legend. I'm gonna read off some stats. It's such an extensive intro. Oh my God. I'm gonna give y'all some of the accolades. The stats is crazy. I'm gonna just give y'all some of the countries she's played in. Insane. 2,058 points, 564 rebounds, 455 assists, 404 steals. That's my favorite stat, by the way. All-time leading scorer, male and female. All-time assist leader, male and female. All-time steals leader, male and female. 13th all-time in rebound, female. School's first triple-double. First 2,000-point scorer. I'm not even done. Like, I just want you. I'm not even done.
Yeah, it's long. Like the resume is long.
Played in Puerto Rico, Portugal, Bosnia, Sweden, Chile, Switzerland, Romania. Some notable awards and achievements that we got right here. 2007 MEAC tournament finalist, 2007 MEAC all-tournament team, 2007 MEAC all-rookie team, 2008 all-MEAC defensive player of the year. That's my favorite accolade again, by the way. Kobe liked to play defense. That was his favorite too. 2008, 2009, 2010 all-MEAC first team, 2010 MEAC regular season co-runner-up, 2010 all-MEAC player of the year, 2010 ECAC Division I all-star second team. I'm not done. Again, I'm going to keep saying that because I'm not done. I'm going to keep going. 2010 Puerto Rican BSNF semifinals, 2010 Puerto Rican BSNF All-Star Game, 2012 Portuguese Federation Cup winner, MVP. Emphasis on that right there. 2012 Eurobasket.com All-Portuguese League second team. 2014 Bulgarian Cup finalist, 2014 Bulgarian League semifinals, third place winner, 2015 Czech Republic Cup semifinals, 2016 Polish BLK semifinals, 2017 Eurobasket.com. How much time we got left? Let me keep this going.
I should have brought a basketball. I'm going to need your autograph after this.
17 All-Romanian League Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, my
2017 Eurobasket.com All-Romanian League Honorable Mention. 2017 Greek League Semifinals, third place winner. I almost lost breath. Almost lost my breath in saying all of that. But we got a legend right here.
Again, emphasis on legend, y'all.
We got a legend right here in the making.
I appreciate that.
The honorable.
I usually don't let people do that. I usually just cut it short, but
yeah, nah.
We got
I
time.
appreciate y'all having me.
No, we got time today.
Yeah,
Y'all lucky I ain't read off some of these stats and some of these people because she done busted.
He wasn't going to let us cut that short.
I was going to try, but I figured first one of the year, I don't want to mess it up. So I'm gonna let
first
y'all
one
do
of
what
the
y'all do.
year.
You can breathe and I got to catch my breath after that. All right, cool.
That was a lot you had to read, bro. But, man, thank you for taking the time to get in the mix with us. It's a pleasure having you on here. I feel like we just have a lot to talk about, not only all your accolades that you accomplished, but, you know, the WNBA today, how it is today. Because, I mean, the era that we all came up in, you know, I know I didn't really watch it as much, and I've recently just started getting into it, and I've just been loving the way the ladies been balling. And I'm sure you love it too, as well. So I mean, this is
she part of the foundation of that culture in there. Come on.
So I mean, come on, man. It's just I feel like we have so much to touch on, so we really just gonna dive into it, man. Because again, we got to. So you know, accolades he read off. Listed your height, 5'6". So we just gonna start right there.
Yeah, that's what
You know, we're gonna start right there. 5'6", and was out here balling. Just leaving behind a legacy like no other. Who did you model your game after?
So I had a couple of favorites. I had Allen Iverson. I had Cynthia Cooper, and then I had Teresa Weatherspoon. So those are all small guards that have great personalities off the court, but on the court, you already know what time it is. So for me, you know, after realizing I wasn't gonna grow anymore, I had to start figuring things out. You know, I grew up playing in the park, so you already know at that size,
million parks in New York.
people can't wait to punch your shot to the gate. You know, if you not do what you're supposed to do, you probably won't play for another 5-6 games.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
So those were the players that I modeled and watched to kind of, you know, fine-tune my game once I got to that level where I could start to imitate people, because I wasn't always nice, but, you know, a little work, a little studying, being a student of the game, it helped me kind of do some of the things that I did.
Never stop being a student of the game either.
Right. What age did you really hit your peak where it was like, okay, I'm nice. Like,
So,
I'm like that.
The crazy thing is, like, I started at 7. Like,
Okay.
in my grandmother's backyard shooting underhanded. And then at that point, it was like, nah, this is fun. Like, I really want to do this. So I would say 2nd and 3rd grade is when I really, like, started to get good.
Okay.
But I didn't have the confidence. So it was like, in the park, like, when I'm just playing with my friends, I'm cooking them. But when it got to, like, the organized games, it was like, hey, let me pass it to C, because I don't want to shoot. You know what I mean? So it took me some time to really recognize, like, yo, I could score. I could really do whatever I want. I just had to be confident at it. So I would say summer before 9th grade.
Okay.
That was when I stopped playing with the boys and then got with a girls' team. And for me, it was like, I didn't realize there were other girls, like, in New York that could hoop. Because I only played with boys. And there were, like, 5 or 6 parks in my neighborhood that we would just go all day, every day. And there were probably 3 other girls. But I was playing in a boys' tournament, and my guy, Coach Munch, who, like, once I got with him, I stayed with him throughout my whole career. He was like, yo, I need you to come play with me tomorrow. And then that was, like, my first introduction. But what I did recognize was that when I moved on to playing with girls, I was playing, like, AAU teams. I was playing Epiphany Prince, Tina Charles, you know, Melanie Murphy, all of the top girls in the city, because they were using those tournaments to get ready for the AAU. I didn't play AAU till, like, the summer before my senior year, because I didn't know. I just wanted the trophies from the tournaments and the shorts. That was all I was focused on. I didn't know anything about no college. Like, I wasn't trying to do none of that. But I knew, like, if you win this tournament, you get a 7-foot trophy. And remember, I'm 5 foot at this point. So when you come back to the crib on your block and they're like, yo, like, that's all I wanted. I wasn't caring about no scholarships. I was caring about the people that I played basketball with seeing me come home with the trophies. So, you know, that 9th grade year was like, okay, I'm playing organized basketball. I'm playing in the high school PSAL league. I'm like, okay, all right, we got something going. And then I just started to get a couple accolades here and there and just kept going with it.
The rest was history.
Yeah, the rest was history.
Okay. So I got a question for you, because you named 3 great basketball players, right? That you model your game after. I feel like it's always at least one prominent move that you get from your favorite player that you added. What's your favorite move that you got from all 3 of them? Oh, yeah. You talking about the one he shook Jordan with, right?
Yes, for surely that
Of course.
one.
Okay.
That was like, I got so many pictures just
Shaking them
super
with
carrying, like, And the thing about it was, like, I never considered myself quick. I was telling him earlier, like, I actually hate running. But, like, when it comes to, like, crossovers and changing pace and changing direction, like, gotta go AI.
Gotta be shifty.
Gotta go AI. But, like, Cynthia Cooper, like, she was tough. Like, she got to the WNBA after when it first, you know, came on. But she was overseas 10 years before that.
Yeah.
Cooking.
Yeah, she was.
Cooking, like.
NBA not even 30 years old yet.
Nope.
She was different. Like, she had similar qualities to Mike and AI. So, you know, I didn't get to watch her play, but, like, I read her books. And then when she finally got to WNBA, I was able to watch her.
Yeah.
But, yeah, always that right to left crossover. And then I don't think it was like a patented move for them, but just a little scoop because we little. So
you got to get that.
Scoop. You got to time it,
sneaky
but definitely
moves,
that right to left, always.
Yeah. So listen, man, when he was reading off the stats and everything, I love how you was a dog out there. You got the steals, got the you sounded like me because, when I used to ball back in my heyday, man, I couldn't wait to bring this up. So,
What you was doing back in your day?
Man, back in the day, elementary school, we finished undefeated, won the championship. I should have retired after that. But, got to middle school. We were sorry, but, I did what I could.
Okay.
After sixth grade, though, I was just like, that was it. Yeah, I was just all defensive player.
Hey, so I was saying,
that.
like, you need that. Like, somebody got to play defense.
Somebody got to play defense, man.
And I did play defense, but there was a difference, and I'm going to, like, clarify this. Yeah. So those awards were mostly based off of steals.
Yeah,
but, like, being a lockdown defender, I didn't have that unless I took it personal. So it's like, if C is cooking me, he probably cooking me because initially I didn't play real defense.
Right.
But now it's like, nah, they watching and he cooking me. So now I got to really guard.
Or somebody start talking shit.
Yeah, so like me, I didn't talk shit. I didn't do none of that. So, like, defensively, I had great anticipation. And contrary to believe, my arms are kind of long and my instincts are there. So a lot of times, like, when I'm guarding people, I get deflections and stuff. Or I tip it to myself or things like that. But as far as, like, really sliding my feet, I'm not going to say, like, that was my game. It was anticipation, and then if you went by me, I'm a back tip. Like, I had my ways because I knew I couldn't really slide them things like I needed to. So I started to figure out ways, or like, all right, if I'm in help defense, I already know you trying to skip this pass, I'm going to just run through it. So, but the one thing I took pride in because I was so small, blocks. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I took so much pride in getting blocks.
Stare them down?
It ain't not like
I didn't do nothing extra, but it would just be like, because you ain't expecting it. You thinking like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to do this. Or like we switch and a big person trying to post me up.
Right.
I'm like, this really what I wanted. Because you ain't going to do nothing that I got to slide my feet. So I already know what's up. But yeah, I mean, defense now as a coach and a mentor, like, of course I'm preaching it. But I'm not going to say, like, I was like a super lockdown defender. I just could get a lot of steals. Like, I was third in the nation in steals that sophomore year when I got that defense.
Oh, we got the stats.
You know what I'm saying? But it was like, I think for me, my biggest thing was like, I just play hard. Yeah. So like you see Angel Reese now, like she's
what
doing
she just
everything.
Say? She's like, I got that dog in me.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, you got to though. And I like that she does it at her size. Most of the time it's scrappy guards.
Yeah, she's like my height.
Like she's on everything. So like for me, I always like wanted to go hard, and the fact of the matter was that whenever you watch me play, I wanted you to be like, yo, if not nothing else, like Tiny is a dog, Tiny play hard. Like I don't want you to ever say like, yo, Tiny overrated, or yo, this Tiny everybody even talk about. Like I never wanted that. So like I'm gonna do everything. Even if we're losing by 40, I'm still going hard.
Right.
Because I just got that pride, and I really want whoever watches me play for the first time to be like, oh nah. Like she tough.
That's the Jordan and Kobe mentality. That's exactly the type of stuff that they say. And for the listeners out there too, I don't want y'all to get it confused on what defense really is. Cause she just explained something that I want to hone in on for a second. Okay. Even being able to get a lot of steals and having instincts and being able to play passing lanes and predict what's about to happen and get, I feel like that for a 5-on-5 game is probably more important to defense than being a lockdown defender.
No, for sure. And I think for me, like one of the biggest things I used to say as a coach is like the basketball IQs are way different now.
Oh yeah.
And my belief is that like you gotta play to develop your basketball IQ. Like because you don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah, real
so like for me, like
speed.
I'm not grown anymore, so I know I need to do some double pumps here, or they're gonna block my shot. Yeah. I know if you playing in the hood and you cross somebody and you go by them, they're gonna back tip you.
Oh yeah.
Like you know those things because it's happened over and over and over. Like now they don't play enough. They're working out and the cones don't move. Yeah. Like I need to put that on the shirt. The cones don't move. Like so they're not used to like instinctly making things happen or reacting. A lot of stuff is predetermined. Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I'm about to Euro step. Why? Why you Euro stepping?
You don't even have a reason.
But that like basketball IQ defensively was like kind of what's going on. I always watch a lot of film, but if I'm just in the park and I'm just watching, like I got next, like that's the type of stuff I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to find my advantage because I know at this height, that's my disadvantage. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of players now have to develop that mindset because you make the game easier. Like, even when we get older and we get a professional, it's like, we're going to work smarter, not harder, right? So you got to think things through and understand the game.
And that's that like positioning too. Like half the time, I always, from watching the game, you see most of the skill part is offense. But the defense is that's that heart. You got to be able to move. You got to be tough. And half the time, I feel like with defense is just knowing where to be. Like if you're in the right place at the right time, the ball gonna come to you. It's like, oh, I'm standing over here because I know that they're gonna swing the ball over here, and I can just easily get that steal.
Right.
But then also too, I feel like you probably know this too. Playing point, you don't even always have a matchup where you gotta like play too much one-on-one defense. Like I'm sure most of the time, whoever stepped in front of you is cooking them anyway. But even you gotta throw that in there. Even aside from that though, sometimes it's just not in the game plan for the player that you're guarding to be the one that has to do a lot. So you don't have to have lockdown one-on-ones. You don't even have a lot of one-on-one plays.
So that other stuff is different. If you was playing him, you wouldn't guard him because he can't shoot.
That's crazy.
Because he's a defensive player. That's what he said.
Hey,
so
listen.
That's what you doing.
Sometimes it be like that.
I might listen.
We live. That's what we say. We live.
You can live with that. Listen.
Crib hit him with the Kobe real quick. You know?
It's a one chance thing though. If it's a player that don't got no business scoring and you guard them and they score, you can't let them do nothing else.
That's over.
Because it's over. You got one. Nope.
That's gonna be don't let me get a bucket. I'm talking. The rest of the game, I'm talking shit. Like I don't even care. You would have thought I had 15, 10.
Who was like that in the game?
11 assists out of me.
Brooks or something.
Right. Get one bucket and go crazy.
Yeah, you already know. Like, coach, take me out the game. I'm good. He can't watch me. His bum ass. Get him out. So what was it? Were you getting a lot of looks coming out of high school? Like what was it about Morgan?
This is how it happened.
The national treasure, Morgan.
Let me tell you how it happened.
My bad.
Sophomore year, like I'm cooking in New York, and a couple of teams asked me to play AAU.
Oh yeah.
And they wanted like $500 to like $1,000, and I'm like, me and my moms don't have that. Like, I'm good because I'm thinking about West Fork, Rucker Park. Because I told y'all, trophies and shorts was all I was caring about.
That's
I didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody in my family played. Nobody in my family went to college. Like, nobody really knew the process.
Right.
So the summer before my senior year, the team I was playing with, we were winning all of these tournaments around the city. And we were beating, like, the Exoduses, the Gauchos, the Gazelles, all of these teams who had 5 and 6 girls going D1. So my coach, because he didn't know much either, he was just a rec league coach. He's like, yo, I got to get y'all into some tournaments to get y'all some looks. So we played one tournament. It was Adidas tournament in Georgia. And at this time, we fundraising, so we on Flatbush and Fulton, like, trying to raise money. We got the little uniforms from the Bobby discount store.
Yeah.
We all piled up in his expedition. Us, his wife, the 7 of us, 3 in the seat, 4 laying in the back on the bags. But we go up there, and we go, like, maybe 3 or 4. But, like, it's close games, and this is our first time. And everybody on our team was between 5'5" and 5'9". And you know they coming in there with real teams, coach buses, bags, and all that. Yeah. So we were the scrappy team from New York that was giving everybody a run. And then the second night of the tournament, I get a call from the assistant coach at Syracuse. So his name is Quentin Hillsman. So he was the assistant coach at the time, and he like, yo, like, I like what I saw today. Like, we gonna offer you. Like, just keep doing what you need to do. I'm gonna bring my boss or whatever to come see you. Like, keep going. So
that's one of my favorite college teams, by the way.
For sure. So I leave there, and say maybe a month or 2 later, I verbally commit, and I didn't know what that meant.
Right.
Everybody's like, yo, you verbally committed to Syracuse? I still didn't know because I also didn't watch college basketball at that time because I was outside. I wasn't watching no games.
Yeah.
So fast forward to my senior year. Prior to that, I'm getting a little postcards every day. He calling, he texting. November is usually signing period, right? Yeah. So maybe like October, I ain't hearing nothing. But I don't know the process, so I'm like, I think I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we had, in New York, they had this tournament called Slam Jam. And Slam Jam had a message board. And like all players, coaches, scouts, like people that shouldn't have been on there, they would have like, you know, some stuff going on. So one of them put something up like, you know, has anybody heard anything about Tiny still going to Syracuse? Like, I'm hearing they still recruiting somebody, blah, blah, blah. So long story short, I reach out and I'm like, yo, coach, like, what's up? We still good? And he basically like, nah. He like, you know, my head coach got the opportunity to get somebody who decommitted from another school, and we only saw you once. And he like, yo, I'm sorry. Like, it's really nothing I could do. My boss want to go in another direction. Because it was somebody that was like an All-American. So it's like, we going to take an All-American, or you just saw Tiny one time in the tournament. So he was like, but yo, my man, Coach Graham from Morgan, he was at the games watching with me. Mm-hmm. He was like, yo, I already told him everything. Like, he ready for you to come down there. I'm like, all right. So at that time, I had family in Bowie. And the other girls on my team were trying to go there, too. So the deal was supposed to be me and my homegirl, Kimbo, was going to go there. So we drove down there, did open gym with them, cooked them. Coach B's, like, that's my guy. Chicken. He got there the year before. He like, yo, sign all of them. So I don't even know if that was legal back then, to be honest with you. Like, because you're not really supposed to be hooping on the unofficial, but this is whatever.
Statute of limitations.
So my homegirl Kimbo couldn't get in, but I was good. My mom was with us, and she was like, free school, her brother in Bowie, sign right there.
Bingo. So
that was how I got to Morgan. I didn't know anything about HBCUs. I didn't know anything about Morgan State. And that was kind of just how I got there. So, you know, I get there, and, like, it's a whole, like, culture shock for me.
Trust me, I know.
Like, my roommate, she grew up in HBCU. And stuff. So, like, her family went to Virginia State, Norfolk. Like, she, as a baby, was going to these events and stuff.
It was written.
I ain't know nothing about nothing. We in Blount. I'm like, yo, what is this? This ain't what y'all showed me on the visits.
Right.
They told us we was staying in Morgan View and all that good stuff. And I was like, the first year the student center was brought to the campus or whatever. But I get there, and before I got there, I was passed first. So like I knew I could always get bucks, but the way I play with my team, I used to like to cross people, throw it to my homegirl, let her
point guard 101.
Yeah, that's it. But I get there, and it's like, it's a turnover. I'm hitting somebody in their head, or they missing the layup. So my head coach like, yo, like, he said some things I can't say on here, but he was like, yo, like, you're the best scorer on the team. I need you to think about yourself a little bit more. Like, I'm not saying be selfish, but you also got to know your personnel.
Yeah,
so, eventually, through the whole preseason, like, he just on me. First game I had, like, 8 turnovers. But I was also the scorer of the team, too. So we won our first game, and then after that, it was like, oh, okay.
So that's how it's done.
Yeah, and then, so maybe 4 years before I got there, they probably won a total of 8 games. So when we came in, our overall record was 18 and 15, and we went to the championship, went to the MEAC championship. So everything we did was history.
Yeah.
So, like,
so y'all won that 9th game.
Yeah.
So y'all won the 8th game. Like,
yeah. So it's like, yo, no, I'm saying in 4 years they won a total.
That's what I'm.
So it was like 2 and 30 and all that. So
as soon as y'all got the 8,
won
like,
the first
we
game.
y'all
It was
last
like,
4 years in one season.
It was like Morgan won the first game of the year for the first time since 1985. Like,
oh yeah.
Morgan won 3 in a row since the 1993 team. So
damn.
I'm taking notice of that. I'm like, damn, what was everybody doing before we got here? So I came in with 6 other freshmen, and like we kind of just changed the whole demeanor. And at the same time, you had Reg and I'm doing the same thing on the boys' side.
For sure.
So that first year, 06, like that 06 to 2010 is like we really kind of put Morgan back on the map, because usually that was just a check. That's a W, like on everybody's schedule,
right?
And we wasn't trying to hear that. So by the end of the year, there was so much history being made that I'm like, yo, let me look up these history books, because this is crazy. And my assistant coach, she always like gave me like goals per game, like, yo, you can't have more than 2 turnovers. Yo, you ever going to stop, not getting your triple double and all that type of stuff. So I'm looking and I'm like, man, the highest scorer only got like 1,300.
Damn.
Okay.
Like, assist is this.
Walk it down.
I'm like, all right, bet. So my freshman year, I averaged 13.4. So I'm like, yo, as long as I do this, I'm going to definitely get that record.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I want 2,000.
Need
I want 2,000. So that's when I started like, all right, bet like minimum, I'm trying to get 16, 5, and 5 every game, and that was kind of how I motivated myself. But yeah, Morgan was like the best decision I made by accident. You know what I'm saying? Because it definitely
it happens.
It
like
likely
that.
wouldn't have been the same as Syracuse. Like I would have cooked a little bit, but I knew 4 of the girls there. Like my homegirl Slinky, she's actually the all-time leader in points and rebounds. Then we had Erica Morrow. Then they had Tosh. Like I already knew the girls because I knew most of the girls that were on that Syracuse team, and I wouldn't have been as legendary as I would have been.
Yeah.
You know how I did at Morgan because I would have had to share the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Split the
saying?
pie a little bit.
It was all me at Morgan, so you know I definitely am fortunate and grateful. You know I even went back and got my master's. Like Morgan is home.
Changed life.
Yeah.
Shout out to the national treasure one more time, Morgan State University. Come
Everything
on, man.
happens for a reason, man.
Yep, definitely.
Y'all just get ready because homecoming, working against Lincoln University, the first HBCU. I just need y'all to understand that, all right?
We outside.
It's out here, man.
Dang, we know who the real orange and blue is.
Us. Like, we came first. Y'all had no other option. It was just like, all right, what we going to do? All right, we got to steal their colors. We can't be lions. Can't be tigers.
Definitely can't be lying.
All right, we're going to be bears.
We gonna resolve all of this at homecoming.
Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure.
Make sure y'all do a show around homecoming. And
We got to.
We can put the scoreboard up.
HBCU
and
edition.
see what's up. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
We
Hell yeah, definitely. Share some of your experiences, though. I mean, you played overseas, so, I mean,
What was your favorite country to play in? Because I named a good handful.
It's a
hell
tie.
yeah,
So
right.
I'm the type of person where the people make the
Yeah,
experience what it is.
yeah.
So
for sure.
it's a tie between my first year and my last year. So my first year, it took a little bit to get there because, like I said, like the biggest thing through my career was I was ignorant to the process of things.
Which
So
happens.
my first agent wasn't certified,
Mm.
and that messed up my WNBA look because she wasn't certified. So they stopped answering her.
Damn.
I couldn't get none of the information. So I was projected to go the 36th pick to Phoenix.
Right.
And then if not that, I was supposed to get a training camp invite to San Antonio, who was now, you know, the Las Vegas Aces. But like
Champions.
you know, she wasn't certified, so that messed everything up. And then ultimately I became my own agent for like the first 3-4 years of my career. So between that time, I went to Puerto Rico, which is like a nice little summer league, but it's not Europe. Like that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
So between Puerto Rico and Portugal, like I'm going to tryouts, I'm going to exposure camps. Like I'm really just emailing the hundreds of teams a week, just really trying to get there. And I went to an exposure camp, and even though it didn't do nothing, I connected with an agent. And I'm like, yo, look, I'm not signing with you, but if you want to help me, it could be a win-win for both of us. So he got me to Portugal. That was my first job, first real job. Like, Puerto Rico was cool. I learned a lot, but this is Europe. Like, this is really like, all right, bet, finally, like, living a dream.
This is
So I went to
Right.
Portugal. I was on an island called Terceira Island. On that island, there were 3 professional teams.
Okay.
So there were 2 professional men's team and then my team. And then there was also 2 more Division II teams. So we had about, just say for example, it's 3 Americans on each team. Plus you could be allowed, like I had players that were from Brazil. I had players that were from London. So we had like a good core group of like 20 Americans or English speaking people.
Okay.
So we just was on an island just wilding the whole time.
I'm about to
So
say.
it's like we had practice, we had everybody else's
Speak English?
games,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
and then we partying. Like, so that made the experience dope because like none of us went home for the Thanksgiving or Christmas because
So
it
y'all
was
was
like,
with
yo,
each
when we
other.
going home, like we good, we living, like we hooping.
That was the new family.
All the
out there.
bills,
Yeah.
all the bills is paid for. Everything's cheap. And then, of course, us being the professional basketball players in that island is
Y'all
like,
getting
they
love.
showing love.
Yeah, y'all
Right.
getting love.
Why would you want to leave? Like, I played there for 2 years. Typically, people play 1 year. Like, that was the
Yeah.
only spot I played for 2 years.
Okay.
And then my last deal, I went to Greece. Similar situation. So if Greece has 14 teams in the league, 12 of them stay in Athens. And we all on the same schedule. So everybody know, like, we playing Saturday or we playing Sunday, and we going to party. Like that's
Whole
the thing.
week,
So
the whole week, we got it.
so now like the first deal was 20 Americans. This deal is like 40 to 60
Right.
because it's both the girls teams and the men's team, and like that joint was crazy. So Greece is really Americanized. As you know, the food is great.
Of course. I heard it's beautiful out there,
Dope
too.
city. I got there in January, so probably by like the end of February started to get warmer. You know, there's islands everywhere. So that was a blast, but that was really a professional type league. Like you were playing against other WNBA players. Like you were getting paid on time.
Okay.
It was a competitive league where it was like I was really able to like test my skills and things like that. So it's a tie between Portugal and Greece because of the people and the experience. Now Portugal, the competition was good, but my team wasn't good.
Okay.
So a lot of it was dependent on me, where it was like I had to like help
you
develop
used to that,
some of
right?
the girls. You know, even with the coaches, like working with the coaches to try to help us get better. And we actually won a championship. Like we won the cup championship.
Fire.
Like my first year.
Fire.
So it was like a exposure to really being a leader. Because what you'll notice is when you get overseas, sometimes you're gonna have a 16-year-old teammate, an 18-year-old teammate, 40-year-old teammate.
Yeah, I
So
forgot
you gotta know how to, cause like you look at Luka, he been a pro since 16.
True, yeah.
That's
He got an
so
MVP
either
at
they
16,
either
13.
they good or they just there for a practice player type spot.
Okay.
So what they'll do is like they'll pay for their school if they dedicate, you know, being on the team to help the team practice and stuff. So it was
That's
like
still a good deal.
the biggest thing I had to recognize, like, until you get to those top leagues, this is just recreation to those 16-year-olds, those 40-year-olds, because they got school, they got husbands, they got kids. Like, they don't really care too much about this like you care about it. Like, for me, it's like, shit, ball is life.
Yeah.
This is how I'm
for
feeding,
sure.
you know, my family or whatever. This is my profession. But it's also, like, it helped me put things into, you know, perspective. Like, all right, well, you know, let me see what's the best I can get out of them. But I also got to be considerate because they got other stuff going on.
True.
So it was good. But those are my two best experiences. As far as competition level, also, Poland was a good league where I was able to play some more WNBA players. Switzerland was like, I was only there a month. But it was at a time where I was like, thinking like, should I, you know, retire or not? And then I went out there because that's like a league that's not that good.
Right.
So I went out there and I was averaging like 30. I was like, all right, I still got it, but I don't need to be here.
Right, yeah.
I gotta get up out because I don't get a thrill from killing people because that was the tough part about Portugal. It was like all of the guards weren't that good. So in practice, I wasn't really going hard and getting what I wanted out of it. I was really trying to make them better, and then I'll come back and shoot with like a lot of the guys from the other pro teams and stuff like that. So that's the challenge because it's like you still got to be on top of your game, but you may not get game-like reps because you may be playing a 16, 17, or 18-year-old
kid.
So, like, over there, the best teams are made up of Americans and, like, the national team players because you know they're legit. But if you don't really got nobody that's going to push you in practice, like, you got to make sure you get your own work in.
Are they seasons, like, so I know the WNBA season is, it's not as long as, like, some of the NBA seasons. But over there, are their seasons as long as, like, it's like, they're like 32
So an
games?
average season is 8 months.
Okay.
You can leave in August. They'll start in September, and then playoffs will be April.
Okay.
But some places like Israel, they're like 5-6 months. Like I said, Puerto Rico, Mexico, those are short leagues, summer leagues. But the average typical season overseas is September to April. On the men's side, sometimes they go all the way to June, depending on how many teams in the league.
Like
because
NBA
also, like how everybody started now with these in-season tournaments, that came from overseas. So overseas, they have a preseason cup, middle season cup, and then they have the postseason cup and playoffs. And then you add the regular league.
So
then you add Euro League. So, like, you can play a bunch of games. Like, so if you on Euro League or Euro Cup, that's basically the top teams of each country play each other.
Okay.
So you could play those games on Wednesday, and then you play in your country on the weekend. But then you still got all of these cup tournaments that come up. So
see, I was gonna ask that too. If any other stuff, like if it overlaps, like you playing with this league on Wednesday, like you said, and playing with another one on Saturday.
Yeah.
But you want that exposure. Because
for sure.
If I'm on a Euro Cup team in Greece and we playing Spain, Italy, and France, and I cook. That means Spain, Italy, and France gonna be looking like.
Yeah.
Those are usually the best teams. Yeah, so it's definitely dope, and then it's less practices because it's like you traveling.
Yeah.
But nah, it's a bid. Like you really, when you get out there, you really define and see like, do I really love this?
Yeah. Is ball especially really life?
Especially like if you're in a situation where the management not good. Like, so my last couple years, you'll see that I played in 2 countries. Yeah. Because the first one wasn't doing what they had to do, so I got a body.
Seen it.
And sometimes it's not in their control. It's not intentional, but sometimes it is. So between like the Wi-Fi ain't working or they ain't paying the bill, they ain't paying you on time, like y'all don't have enough players to practice. Like there's a lot that comes with it where it really tests you like, yo, do I really want to be here or am I going to get up out of here?
That's the stuff they don't really talk about, the underlying stuff like that.
But overall, like, I loved it. I never came home. I always had my mom come out there and we'll either do something in the country I'm at and then we'll go country to country. Like I think 2015 I took on like a tour. Like, so I was playing in Czech. So we started in Czech right before Christmas.
Right.
She watched me play. And then we went to Spain, we went to Italy, we went to France, and we went to Sweden. So it's like, because, you know, country to country is only like $100, $200 out there. You really only pay a lot when you're coming from America to Europe. But Europe to Europe, at most, might be $300. Back then, I don't know what inflation did, but back then, like, you get from point A to point B.
Right.
A flight, a train, for very low cost.
I was going to ask about that, too. Like, being over there or being gone for so long, you ever get homesick? I know you said you brought
I got homesick my last year. That's when I retired. Okay. But before, it was like, I ain't have nothing home that I was worried about. Okay. Like, I ain't have no boo. Like I said, I know my mom was going to be out there by Christmas time.
Bring her out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I already knew, like, all right, I'm going to see you in 3 months. That's not that bad. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't have no boo that I had to be on FaceTime or Skype. Back in the day, it was Skype.
Different times on
on the, what was that? Uvu, yeah, on the Uvu, you know what I mean? The MySpace, the I ain't have nobody that really, that's a fact. I ain't have nobody that I needed to really be locked in with. Like, the only thing I was focused on was basketball. But towards, like, the end where it was like I was missing my friends, like, I'm looking like, dang, I missed the baby showers. Like, I'm missing the fun. Yeah. Like I ain't get to a homecoming until like 20, like when I stopped, 17. Like,
damn, that was 150.
Yeah, and I graduated 2010. So it was like when I started missing those moments, and then also worrying about my mom's getting older and stuff like that. Like, it's like, all right, let me, you know, because I also never wanted to be one of those washed players that was still holding on too long. Like, nah, I want to go out on top, so I'm going out with 30 balls and all that. Like, I ain't trying to be no Udonis Haslem. I don't want no parts of that. Like, I'm trying to still start and cook or.
You trying to leave with the fadeaway.
Yeah, like, nah, you're not going to be keeping me in just because of who I am and I'm messing the run. I'm like, nah, I never wanted to be one of those.
So, it was a great experience for you, right? Do you sometimes sit back and be like, damn, if my agent was certified, I would have been in the WNBA?
I do think that kind of messed up my career a lot. Just on the trajectory, because also even if I went to training camp, I got cut, having that on my resume would have got me better opportunities.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I went through a lot of agents before I decided to just do my own thing. But then halfway through my career, you also recognize, like, to get to those top leagues, you need a real agent.
Yeah.
So like the first agent, she actually did a good job, but she wasn't certified. So after that, it was like blocked, like nobody talking to her. My second agent, he was like top dog, where it was like every time he contacted me, he was like, yeah, Tiny, between you and, you know, a WNBA player. And it's like, all right, you know, in the beginning, I didn't understand how somebody that, you know, never played at the WNBA, played a little bit for UConn, would get deals over me when it's like, yo, I'm averaging 20 points. Like, why are you picking her? She averaged 2.3. But it's like that resume, because also they don't have access to everything. So all they see is WNBA, UConn. She got to be good.
Immediately.
Because of the respect level.
Right.
So that situation where it was like I appreciate you, like, getting me these looks, but I'm still home.
Yeah.
And the way that his agency worked, he wasn't gonna hit those teams that would have picked me to get my foot in the door.
Right.
Then the next agent, she just didn't communicate, and I wasn't gonna sit around and wait. So that's when I started going to all the tryouts and stuff. And it turned out her best friend was the GM of the Sparks. So I killed that tryout. But then you also learn like the tryouts are really just a publicity stunt because they're like because they don't have any training camp spots because it's limited. Yeah. So it's like, all right, like if we do see somebody, we like we'll just keep them in mind, but they can't get no training camp spot from this tryout. But her friend contacted her and was like, yo, why you didn't tell me about this girl Tiny? I see that you represent her. And she took offense to that as if I was trying to make her look bad. So we kind of had it out. And then after that, I was like, all right, I'm going to just do this my own way. Like Eurobasket.com had everybody email. Yeah. So I was sending like hundreds of emails like a week. And you realize only low-level teams are going to, you know, be checking emails and checking spam from Tiny1126 at AOL. Like, they got agents that they go to, you know what I mean? Yeah. So after my second year at Portugal, I ended up going to Bosnia. That was the last deal I worked by myself. This is when Instagram was going crazy. And I'm looking at all of my friends that I know are signed to this agency called 2 Points. So every week, like, they posting them, like, where they sign or they posting highlights. I'm like, damn, who is 2 Points? So I get in contact with them, and I start to build a relationship with the agent. But I still got this phobia where it's like, I don't know, yo. Agents ain't been doing it for me. So he understood that he was an Italian agent, and like I work for him to this day. And like 8 months, he helped me move from Bosnia to Bulgaria because what happened in Bosnia was kind of crazy. Like their whole like staff for the government went on strike. Damn. I'm talking about they were like setting the police stations on fires. Like it was just something dealing with their health care. And, like, they were supposed to be getting money from the government or whatever case may be. They never got it, and then everybody kind of went on strike, went crazy. So
I like Bosnia.
Right. So, of course, the Americans and the basketball players not getting paid. So I had to get up out of there, and he kind of helped me, like, work that contract to get to Bulgaria. So as we started to build, he was like, all right, you going to sign or what? And I'm like, all right, I mean, you have been holding it down. And, you know, I do a lot of community service. So any country I go to, like, I'll go to, like, the center, which is, like, the downtown area. Like, for the holidays, I'll just buy, like, Christmas gifts for all of the people there and stuff like that. Right. And he donated some stuff. And I was like, all right, this a good dude. I don't got nothing to worry about. Like I said, he was getting my friends good deals. So I was like, all right, I'm going to sign with him. And then that's when I got, you know, Sweden and Poland and Greece and those top leagues where I wanted to be, where it was like, yo, I emailed y'all. Like, y'all don't remember me? So it's like, you know, learning that, you know, I had to be with a certain type of caliber agency to get to where I wanted to be. It was like, but, you know, I was trying to still get training camp invites. But after Sweden, I had hurt my ankle. So Sweden was an opportunity where I knew if I killed that league, then it would, you know, give me an opportunity possibly in a WNBA, but I got hurt. So
what kept you going from like getting to a discouraging moment with stuff like that?
To be honest, I don't like letting people down. And now I know that I've made an impact on a lot of people's lives, but back then I wasn't really like aware of it. So whenever I would be like, yo, I think I'm done. And everybody like, nah, you can't be done. What? Like, what?
No, you're not.
Like, you still got this. I'm like, I don't know, yo. But it was just like,
no, I'm not.
Knowing that so many people looked up to me, so many people were inspired by, you know, my career. It was like, all right, if y'all believe, then I'm going to believe type of thing. So, you know, like I did get hurt really bad in Portugal where I was like, all right, this might be it. But I had a couple of people that was like, nah, like we in the gym 6 a.m., like we going to work, we going to get back. My mom was like, yo, this has been your life. You done?
Yeah.
Like, so it was a lot of people in my corner that was like, nah, like we not letting you be done. But when it came 2017 where it was like, nah, this is it. Like I said, I was getting homesick. I didn't really want to be in the gym as much. Like it's just feeling different. Like, and it's also because like all of the things I've been through from switching teams. Like I done got evicted because the people didn't pay the bills. Like I done got scammed. Like it's been a lot where it was like, all right, I'm tired of this. Yeah. And so my last experience like that was Romania. And it wasn't really their fault. Like I tried to stay there as long as I could. So basically the way Romania works is the team gets the money from the government. Okay. The manager was new, so he didn't know how everything worked. And say the government said they were going to give them $200,000. You had to get that $200,000 before December 30th. Okay. Or they budget, renews. Kind of like the end of a fiscal year type of thing, where it's like different. Certain situations where if you don't use it, you lose it. So that was a situation. He didn't know about the deadline. Yeah. Because for whatever reason, this is a new owner who didn't know the rules or whatever. So in the beginning, he was paying us out of his pocket because he had a business, but he just couldn't figure out how to get the money. Mm-hmm. So through that time, it's like, yo, we get there in like August.
Yeah, you got to figure that out.
Yeah, like you got 3 American. No, you had 5 Americans. You had an import coach. Like these are a lot of people you got to pay.
Yeah, you got to figure that.
But the people were great. My teammates were great. My coach quit, and I ended up being like a player coach out there. And that was when I got the coach bug. So I'm player coach, like, and I just got him standing. Like I got him standing on the bench, and I'm like, yo, sub hunting. Yeah. And it's like, I'm like, damn, I like this coaching joint. Yeah. Like I'm watching film. I already have the relationship, so I'm watching the girls get better. We beating teams, but we still ain't getting paid. So it's like, all right, I love y'all, but I gotta get up out of here. I need some bread. Like I'm trying to hold on, but it's not looking good. Cause now they like, yo, come January, like it's not gonna be the same budget. We're gonna give y'all what we could, cause he messed up, but we ain't gonna be able to give y'all what y'all thought y'all was getting. So I'm like, oh nah, I gotta get up out of here. So like left there, and it was just like, all right, I'm tired of this. Like I'm tired of figuring it out. Like I'm tired of everything just not going smoothly. And then I get to Greece. So Greece, I got all of my money the first couple of months, but maybe like the 5 years before they had went bankrupt as a country. And they had limits on they had limits on like how the banks could operate. So when I got there, I was getting paid. I didn't know my teammates weren't getting paid. And then eventually they started delaying my stuff because at the time Greek banks gave you a limit where it was like you could only take out, I don't remember the amount, but it was like you had a limit on how much you could take out per month, how much you could deposit in, because they were just now getting everything back together. Mm-hmm. So eventually, like, I got all my bread, but it was like, nah, I'm done with this. Yeah. I'm 7 years in, like, last 4 years, it's always something, like, all right, I gotta move on and do something different.
You mentioned that, though, because now the next part that I wanted to ask you about was, because that was the career, that was the leading up to the career and all of that. You've done a whole lot more, a whole lot of stuff since you've been retired. Yep. And I want to touch on that because that's like that's one of my favorite things too about the basketball stuff. We love basketball, ballers like, but the stuff that you can do after to still impact the game, to still impact Baltimore City and stuff like that. Can you speak a little bit more on that for the people out there because they want to know?
So I always knew, like when I was in 3rd grade, I was like, all right, I want to be a teacher and I want to play basketball. Right. And part of me being a teacher was to help others. And then my first job as a basketball player was working at camp, right? So working at camps had been something I did like every summer up until I was like 25, 26. Right. So for me, I just always had a passion for helping others. And, coaching was a way for me to do both. Okay. But I didn't get the coaching itch until Romania, but even after that, it took some time where it was like, I don't know if I really want to coach. Mm-hmm. But I knew I still wanted to impact people. Right. So for me, went to Morgan. When I got to Morgan, I was a part of a program called Morgan Mentors Winston Winners. So, where that 7-Eleven is on, Alameda, right around the corner is the Winston Middle School. So basically, they had a program where the student athletes and just even regular students from Morgan were mentor to junior high school kids.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how, I don't want to say the wrong word, but like, I didn't know how much lack of resources there were here in Baltimore. Oh, yeah. So coming from New York, we got a little bit of something, but
Right.
I walk into that Winston Middle School gym, and it's damn near looking like concrete on the floor type of thing.
Damn.
You know,
From Space Jam before.
like it was bad, and that's just the gym. So imagine
the rest of the school,
the resources, you know what they're using to teach the kids. So that kind of like opened my eyes. Yeah. And then as I got my mentee, where it was like, you know, she didn't stay with her mom because her mom was going through some stuff. Then she had an adopted mom. Then she just went through a lot. And then the other mentees in that program where it was like, this is what they go through every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like, I knew how I felt when I wanted people to help me. So it was like, all right, bet, like, I'm going to make sure that I do that. So, you know, before 2020, when I started my nonprofit, I just did a lot to give back. Like, I would feed the homeless. Like, I would do, like, homeless drives just off the strength of me before I had, like, a organization to put behind it. At Morgan, I always did things that were, like, me kind of in the hostess type of thing, because I like to see people, you know, have a good time. Right. So, like, I used to, like, do a lot of the athlete events where I would host it. Like, I would go help out with different events and stuff like that. So I just liked helping people and you know, bringing smiles to people's faces. So eventually in the pandemic, everything shut down, right? So at that time, I was in the thick of coaching, but I was also doing everything. So I was reffing. Like I said, I started working for the agency that I signed with towards the end of my career, where I was scouting, because the hardest thing about being a pro is having the right representation. Like, you need somebody that has the knowledge, has the connections, and know what they doing.
For y'all. Pay attention to
so that. I was like, I always knew great players, and we always picked the worst agents. So I'm like, yo, like, come over here, you're going to be good. So I was reffing, I was scouting for the agency, I was I was substitute teaching, and then I was still getting my master's at Morgan. So I was still doing a lot, but I was also able to still help people. Pandemic hit, and that shut down everything, because everything I'm doing is basketball related. Yeah. Basketball shut down.
Can't even be within 6 feet of people.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dang. So now I'm like trying to figure out, like, is this my purpose? Like, because all of this is dead right now. So I need something else. So I'm there, and I'm like, I'm talking to a lot of the kids that I've been impacting the last 3 years, and they going through it. And I'm just like, damn, I wish it was somewhere I could sneak and open, and like everybody just be good, chill, we hoop, we do whatever. So I'm like, yo, I had already had a nonprofit in New York, so I kind of knew the process, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna create this nonprofit, so ultimately, you know, I can get this space where they're gonna have to come shut me down, because I'm opening this gym, I'm opening this facility. We gonna be all right type of thing. So that's kind of how Leader Breeders came about. 2 weeks after I got incorporated, I got offered the Loyola job. So
opening doors.
So 2017, I retired. I decided I was gonna retire in like February. The season was over around the beginning of April. At that time, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. So I'm applying to stuff I really had no business applying to. But there was a position open at Morgan. Morgan got a new AD, so this is somebody I don't even know. But everybody was beating down his door to, like, you know, speak on my behalf. Like, yo, you gotta hire Tiny. So he actually is like, I can't hire you for this position, Tiny. Because at the time, Morgan was actually on probation for, like, breaking a lot of rules and stuff. So that was an important position for compliance. He was like, you know, but based off of what everybody's telling me, like, I'm gonna create a position for you. So I'm like, all right, bet. And I'm gonna allow you to get your master's, because that's another reason I can't hire you. You don't have a master's. So I'm like, all right, bet. Right. So I do that kind of like a grad assistantship. And he like, only thing I want you to do is be a mentor for the student athletes and keep me in the sense of like innovation. He's like, I know you see it's a lot of the same people that was here when you was here. Yeah. They not forward thinking. Like, I want you to help me remain innovative, but I want you to do a little bit of everything so you can learn the ins and outs of the athletic department. I started reffing. I still wasn't coaching just yet, but as I'm reffing, I'm coaching. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, see, like, I don't want to call this carry on you. Like, but you gotta stop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, like, you don't see her waiting for you to take this charge? Like, I gotta call that. Like, so I'm coaching while I'm reffing. I'm like, yo, what? I don't know if this is right. I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm doing it for both teams. So I'm like, all right, it's cool. Right. So my guy Sam Brand is at Poly. Sam helped me get Player of the Year at Morgan. So he's coaching Poly boys. This is right before they win like 3 state championships back to back. Wow. He like, yo, I need you with my guards. I'm like, all right. So before I go to Poly, I'm working out some of the girls at Morgan, some of the guys at Morgan. The one thing that like bothers me is when I want to be in the gym more than somebody I'm working with. If you don't match my passion, then I can't rock with you, and I won't. Yeah. So the girls weren't matching my passion. I went to Poly. Coach Tiny, can we get in the gym 6 a.m.? I'm like,
can't keep him out the gym.
Right.
That's the difference.
All right, we gonna go 6 a.m. But now you matching my passion, right? You know, when you don't match my passion and you telling me you want something that was basketball related, like, I gotta get off of you because that's just gonna frustrate me. So I started working with Poly, and it's like they really loved the game like how much I loved it. Yeah. Because when I retired, I didn't play. I didn't play until the following year, like not even 1 second. And I didn't miss it because I was still around it, reffing and doing things. Right. But I was like, man, my body is shot. I'm not trying to do nothing basketball physically. That's why I was like, if I ref, I can get up and down. So Poly that year, they had about 7 or 8 dogs. And like, you know, when you in the gym with just hoopers that love to hoop and you see them getting better and it's like, ooh. So that was when I fell in love with it. And then I'm like,
that fire.
Yeah, and then like me, I always try to do things that like nobody's done. Yeah. So like I wrote the book, I started a brand. So now I'm like, yo. Keep going. I'm like, yo, there's no females really coaching men. Like, So I start to look into it. I talked to the Morgan AD about it. I'm like, what do I need to do? He like, yo, in this business, perception is everything. So I'm like, okay.
That's a fact.
I'm like, all right. He like, you have sat in interview sessions with us. So like, he gave me an opportunity to do that. The first thing you got to do is pass the eye test. So I'm like, all right, eye test mean I got to build my resume. So that means I'm reffing. Now I'm going to be coaching Poly in summer leagues and fall league teams. I'm going to finish my master's. And now I got to start to build that network. Yeah. So I'm doing all of that. And then the thing about it is there are different like rules. So in the beginning of the season, the coaches come, the college coaches come, but the head coach of the team can't do it.
Right.
So now I'm running the workouts. So now I'm getting to like, yo, see, like, yo, this what you need. Yeah, and they in there like, damn, Ty, I like this drill. Like, I'm still in this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting the opportunity to network and stuff. So Morgan is having a change of coaches. So I'm like, this my chance. This my chance. So I go to the Final Four. I meet with like an agent. He like, yo, that's the next coach of Morgan right there. And it hadn't come out yet. So I introduced myself, talked to him. He coming from Maryland. He was at Binghamton. He was at Georgetown. I'm like, yo, look. Morgan a little bit different than all of those places. Let me know what you need. Yeah. I'm like, yo, I know you've been thinking about the job, but like I've been the one keeping the guys together. I'm trying to keep them from transferring. Like I'm working them out because you taking so long to say you want, be the coach. They don't got nobody working them out right now. This is the off season. This is spring season. So I'm like, all right, bet. So he gets the job. I, connect with him again. I leave my book. A handwritten note, that was something else that I learned in the networking events. They was like, yo, handwritten notes mean a lot. So wrote him a handwritten note, wrote him a little scout on all of the players. And I was like, yo, just let me know if you need something. So first day, he like, yo, by rule, I can't have a volunteer coach, but I want you around. Like, they look up to you. Because every summer, I used to come back and work out with both of the teams. Like, I'll come back around May when it's graduation time, show love, always show my face. So he like, yo, the guys love you. They've been talking about you. Like, I want you around. And then eventually he gave me the video coordinator role. But in the MEAC and stuff, they don't have money to pay for that. So I really did it voluntarily while still doing the other job. Pandemic hit. So I'm like, damn, I'm getting all this momentum. Like I'm getting all this momentum. Right. Everybody rocking with me. Now I'm on the sideline. He actually treating me like a coach. I'm in the meetings. Like, he's asking me what I think. Like, he let me work out people. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's lit. Pandemic hit, everything stopped. So they were still practicing. I'm like, yo, coach, like, you know, I was getting my bread from reffing and all this other stuff. Like, I got to go back to teaching.
Yeah, I need that
so I'm doing virtual phys ed. Hated it. He like, Tiny, I understand. Just come around when you can. We don't know what's going on anyway. Right. So Pickup USA, I know Pickup USA.
I heard of it.
So it's Rudy Gay's gym that he just opened in Towson. At the time, he just opened. But it's literally what it says, Pickup USA. It just allows people to come and get, open runs. So I'm like, damn, I missed the gym. I'm going to work there. Yeah. My first day, he called me. Tiny, I got something for you. I'm like, what? Because at this time, I hadn't been to practices or nothing. Like, I've been teaching. He like, yo, my man going to call you. Don't let him lowball you. Click. So if you know Brodus always like want to do stuff like that. Like he want to talk in code. He wants you to figure it out. And then if you call him back, he not answering. So he always like do stuff like that. Like he'd be like just random, like, yo, the sky is blue, the grass is green, blah, 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 blah. Figure it out. So he like, yeah, I got something for you. My man gonna call you. Don't let him lowball you. So I'm like, huh? So this is my first day. So I'm trying not to be on the phone because they told me like, yo, like, the cameras, like, make sure you're not on the phone. If you got to step out, step out. So I'm like, all right, bet. T-Mobile tell you exactly who called. And T-Mobile might give you somebody security, like social security number if they want. Like, so I see it comes through the phone, Coach Tavares Hardy. Well, it says Tavares Hardy. I know his name because I applied for the coaching position 3 years before. Had no business applying, but I was applying, and then the two guards that I was working out at Poly, he was recruiting them. Yep. Now, if you know Cold Spring, it's Poly, Loyola, then Morgan. So I'm like, damn, this is crazy.
West to East.
So he leaves a message. I'm like, nah, this not happening. Because typically, like, in the collegiate world, you either go from a dobo to an assistant coach, a video coordinator to assistant coach, or you go from a grad assistant to one of those to an assistant coach. Like, you usually got a couple of years to go before you can get an assistant coaching position. Mm-hmm. I did 6 months as a volunteer video coordinator at Morgan, right? So nobody knew there was a volunteer role. They just knew I had the position. Yeah. Like I said, up until that point, like, I was at Final Fours. I was working out top guys. I was going to, events. I was going to networking events. Like, everybody was kind of, knowing who I was type of thing. Mm-hmm. So basically he like, yo, I got a position opening up and I want to give it to you. Like, him and Brodus worked together at Georgetown. He like, Brodus damn near didn't want to give me a number because he was trying to find some money for you next year. Yeah. So he like, if Brodus trying to keep you, like, then I know like this is kind of the right decision or whatever. So I'm like, all right. But I'm kind of skeptical because we don't know if there's going to be a season. Mm-hmm. And I need some bread. Yeah. And I'm 8 weeks into this teaching job. It's some good bread. So I'm like, you got to at least match the teaching salary. I need some, like, security because also everybody's being let go or furloughed. I'm like, the last thing I want to do is leave this job, come there, and then it's no season, and then we done. Like, I need to know. So he like, yo, take some time. Like, so he hit me in August. He was like, take some time to think about it, but we'll stay in touch. I ain't heard from this man for like 6 weeks. So I'm like, damn, is it over?
Right.
I'm like, well, at least I kept my job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he called me like, yo, we'll go. Like, what you want to do? I'm like, oh, no, I'm here. Now, the hard part was leaving the other job. So what I didn't say was the school was an alternative school, but it also was autistic kids.
Right.
And most of the kids had social workers. Most of their social workers left and took different jobs. And I'm just now building relationships with them. As hard as it was to do physical ed virtually, like, I got them lifting up string bean cans. We doing chair aerobics. We doing jumping jacks. Like we playing with socks. Like, I'm trying to get creative.
Right.
But, like, we building relationships. So, like, They happy to come. They turning their cameras on. Like, I'm even getting their social workers and the people assigned to them to participate in some of the stuff. Like, the staff is rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I love y'all, but this is the dream job. You know what I mean? So I get that opportunity, and it was amazing. Nah, for sure. They was definitely happy for me, but you know how it is to get good workers that are passionate and really connect with the kids. So I do that, but now it's like my nonprofit got to take a back seat because this is like a once in a lifetime thing. Like I was literally the 6th female to coach Division I men's basketball.
That's crazy.
So it's like,
shout out to that.
Nah, that joint's wild. And like I said, I was 6 months in for real. You know what I mean? So now
it was written right down Cold. She took that
crazy. Nah, Cold Spring, like everything on Cold Spring.
Crazy.
Everything on Cold Spring. Morgan, Loyola, Poly, like.
Hold on, that's a street in Baltimore.
Yeah, Cold Spring is crazy. I went from east to west Cold Spring. So I do that for 3 years, but you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So I get there and it's all these rules, all these NCAA rules.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking I'm gonna be in the gym.
So I'm sure they's probably changing over time. And
I'm thinking I'm gonna be in the gym all day with my players. Nah, I can't do that. Off seasons, they not in season. You only allow 4 hours of work with them a week, and that includes weights. I can't do that. I can't. Then also, any athlete over 12 years old, I gotta have minimal contact with. So I can't help them out. I can't work them out. I can't do nothing for them. And like I said, like, I enjoy giving back. The kids I'm helping and working with, they're not coming to Loyola. But you get an understanding of why the rules are the rules because somebody took advantage of it once upon a time. But you know that's not my intention.
Yeah.
So it's like, why can't I do this? Like, I can't coach in summer leagues. I can't play in summer leagues. I can't, like, it's just like you got to be as far away as, you know, prospective student athletes as possible. So it just was like, I'm enjoying the experience, but I'm not 100% able to be me. So I decided, like, all right, you know, last April, I'm like, yo, I'm going to step away and just pour into, you know, my nonprofit Leader Breeders. And we've been moving. We just got a big grant. Like,
Leader Breeders.
Yo, we got a big grant. I don't know if I could say from who yet, but we got a multi-year grant, 5-year grant for us to operate.
Don't even worry about it. The people out there listening to the Leader Breeders. They're going to stay tuned and they're going to hear when you
they're going to see when we announce it. But, like,
all of that.
Learning a nonprofit space is crazy because everything is different.
Yeah.
So, of course, like, you know, I wrote the book. I had the brand. I was a little, you know, serial entrepreneur, right? But the nonprofit space is completely different. But what hasn't been different in anything I did is the relationship building.
Oh, yeah.
So once you build those relationships, you do good by people, like, they're going to support you and you're going to be able to move into different rooms. Yeah, like, and I feel like a lot of people don't get that.
Yeah.
Like, everybody wants to be a business owner. Everybody wants to do things. They don't understand the relationships, the customer service, and also, like, understanding the industry you're in.
Yeah. Like,
I sit on webinars. I go to events, like, because there's so much knowledge out there. If you don't really know what you're doing, like, you're not going to be able to have a great business or a great business model or anything like that. So, you know, we approaching our 4th year, but the last 14 months, I've been going crazy. And it's everything's coming right as it should right now. So we got mentor programs, after school programs. I'm exposing them to different sports, like, because everybody not going to be good at basketball. So
Right.
let's show them something else. Like, you know what I mean? So it's been great. Yeah. and you know, like I said, from day one, like, I just fell in love with Baltimore's youth. So my biggest thing is I always felt like there was so much potential here, but the exposure, like, you don't know what you're capable of doing. You don't know what's out there. You know, Tank, you know, Mellow. All right, what if you're not like either of them? What are you going to do?
If you can't fight, what if you can't hoop?
Right. But you don't really know because you don't see it. Yeah. Somebody in your family isn't doing it.
Yeah.
So that's really the motivation behind Leader Breeders is, like, you know, I just want to expose them to different opportunities, hoping that they develop a passion for it, and then let's figure out how to monetize that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's it. You know what I mean? So, you know, for me, I've done a lot, but this has felt like my purpose, like just helping the youth, helping them figure things out and seeing the growth. Like,
Oh yeah.
I got a lot of rough kids a part of my program, but from September to now,
It happens. It's Baltimore.
they different kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yourself on that one.
And the parents, like, I know a lot of people give parents a hard time. I got some good parents.
Oh yeah.
Like, they may not have everything, but
They see
they
your
do.
heart.
They do love their kids, and they do as much as they can. So,
They see your heart.
you know, shout out to the Baltimore youth and their parents. Shout out to all my little leader breeders out there. Everybody that support us. Like, you know, we got some good stuff coming up for sure.
Before we close out, man, we definitely gotta talk about the WNBA because it's been getting a lot of buzz, as it
Let's do
should.
it.
The ladies
Let's do
been
it.
balling. Yo, shout out to Asia Wilson. You know, she a beast, man. She's a goddamn beast out there. But what's your take on it? Because I feel like with all the buzz, a lot of women have been balling, especially like with Asia Wilson, what she's doing. She's putting together an MVP caliber season.
She's going blood. She took this
Yeah.
season personal.
she's
She
wild.
definitely
No,
did.
she's wild.
But I
So
feel
wild.
like a lot of players who should be getting the type of recognition that they should be getting, all the focus has really been on Caitlin Clark. You know, and I feel like it's been like that since she was at Iowa.
Yeah.
Everyone was in the uproar because she didn't get selected
For the
you know,
Olympic
for the
team.
Olympics. It's almost
Rookie-
as if like
rookie
you have a
shit.
lot of people that want to hand her everything instead of her working for it.
And
What's
she's
been your
good.
take?
She's nice too.
Nah, yeah, exactly. Like, she's really good.
Yeah.
She
Indeed.
is great, right? But there are also other players that are great. Now, my opinion has always been like, there's always been talent in the WNBA, in the college game, in the high school game. The biggest thing that was missing is the marketing and the exposure.
Right.
Like right now, you probably saw over 20 documentaries or read 20 books on an NBA player. So you know their story.
Easily.
We know AI's story, we know Kobe's story, we know Michael Jordan's story. We know their
watched
stories. We know
between
Bron's
us,
stories.
The Last Dance we done watched like 1,000 times.
Right. So that gives you the opportunity to connect and really be a fan. Like, they're just now telling everyone's story. They're just now giving the marketing and the exposure piece to it. So, you know, they saw Caitlyn, she was doing her thing, and they ran with it. And in this day and age, we got the social media, quote unquote, experts. We got everybody that's just, you know, following the wave. You know, nobody's fact checking, nobody's looking elsewhere.
Not looking at the
Whatever
history.
the product is that they put out, they gonna run with it, right? So a lot of people have been taking the L to that.
Yeah.
You know, you have a player like Deasia Fair from Syracuse. She moved up in the all-time scoring record, but not too many people know that because she didn't get that exposure. You know, as far as specifically the Caitlin Clark, I think there are players that are envious and hating on her, but there also are others who are like, yo, like, she got to earn it. Like, she having, you know, this amount of turnovers. You know, she's not scoring at will. You know, she doesn't seem to be a great teammate on the outside. You know, everybody's seeing all of these things that they want to pick at her. So, of course, it's going to be a little bit of an uproar.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, you know, Paige says it a lot where it's like, it's a lot of other girls doing other things that are great. You know what I'm saying? So why are
gonna
we
see
not
it.
hearing about them? Like, you got Enrique cooking. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got
always
Aces cooking. You got so many different players that are doing great things. They just not getting the recognition for it. And me being one of those type of underdog people, like, I'm just now getting recognition for all of that stuff you read off earlier.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Crazy.
I get it where it's like, yo, like, you get tired of it at some point. But at the same time, like, it's good for the game.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon. So for me, like, I like the attention that the WNBA is getting right now. I like the trajectory of women's basketball. You're seeing high school girls on overtime dunking. Like, you're seeing the talent really come out. So I love it. I just want to focus on the basketball. Like, all of the ulterior motives, all of the drama. And, you know, we in a drama era because of, you know, reality TV, all of the TV shows.
Yep.
You see they
You
race
know,
baiting.
you want the clickbait. Like,
They race baiting Caitlyn and Angel like some
Right.
Bird and Magic type.
right. And people are going for it. So, you know, I want it to be strictly about the basketball. Like, you know, who's leading the league in scoring, like the highlights, you know. But I also want them to tell their stories. Like, you know, where did they grow up? You know, what's their motivation? Like, the same way we could see a picture of Jason Tatum and LeBron, we can probably see that from somebody in Maya Moore or somebody in Cheryl Swoops. Like, Candace Parker. We need people. We need people to tell the stories. Like, you know, we see the documentary with her. Like, we just now seeing about the Dream Team. We have yet to see anything about the Houston Comets. They won it 3 years straight. Cheryl Swoops, like, you know what I mean? Tina Thompson.
Cheryl Swoops, one of my favorite.
You know what I'm saying?
Ever.
She got her own shoe type of thing. Like, everybody's not aware of that. So I think that's where it needs to go. Of course, there's going to be drama here and there, but I feel like it's been like 80-20.
Right.
Drama versus actual basketball. So I'm excited for the energy that's being brought to the WNBA, from the sold-out crowds to moving up to big arenas. But I want them to start telling better stories.
Oh, yeah.
Less drama, more about, you know, all of the underdogs, more about the triumphs and things of that nature. But, you know, shout out to everybody in the league. That's a hard league to get into. It's only 144 spots. But there also are girls overseas doing their thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I just want them to tell stories the right way, keep the negativity out as much as possible, and, you know, do the work to inspire the next generation. Because, you know, we got Juju cooking.
Oh, we waiting for her.
Juju out here working out with her left hand because she broke a finger or something on the right. Like, that's Kobe-esque. Like, we would have seen plenty videos of Kobe right now playing all left-handed. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
they say she about to be Jordan. If Caitlin and Angel is Magic and Bird,
they
she
said
on the way.
Juju, and then what's the girl's name from UConn?
Paige.
Yeah, Paige.
Yeah, Paige is tough. And Paige had the limelight before Caitlin.
Yeah.
But she got hurt.
Yeah, she got hurt.
Yeah. And then you got AZ. That's on her team. She got hurt. So it's just like, you know.
And you got a lot more exciting, you know, women that's going to be coming out next year. You know, you got your girl Flo will be coming out next year too.
And so, but Angel and Flo, like, I like the way they've been moving the last 2 years. They've been taking advantage of all opportunities, all exposure.
Got to.
She rapping. She about to drop a song with Wayne. Like, they get into that NIL bag. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they took full advantage. So every time they do something outside of basketball, like, I'm hyped. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I was an Angel doubter. I'll be honest. And that was because
she got to prove herself, too.
Yeah, and it wasn't like I was hating on her. I just wanted her to develop more. So for me, it was like, I don't know, she could go to the league. But when I saw she was drafted by my big homie Teaspoon, I'm like, oh, she's going to develop.
Chicago Sky.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, every time she flex, I'm happy because she backs it up.
Yeah.
She like, I went to the gala and I came back and got buckets. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? So yeah, like, you know, I'm definitely excited about the way that, you know, women's basketball is on the rise.
Love it.
We could throw it out there. Like, the only way I'm going back to college is if it's at Morgan. Okay. All right. But other than that, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing with Leader Breeders. But if you ever see me on the sideline again, it's going to be for the Lady Bears.
It's crazy you should say that. Because she already got a huge picture for the people out there. If you go in the gym at Morgan State University, she's permanently on the sideline. They got a whole entire picture on the Hall of Fame of Tiny at Morgan. It's only one other person up there. Shout out to Reggie too. But it's crazy.
It's two.
You,
me, Reg,
and
Marvin Webster. Yeah, he went to the league, got it done.
Shout out to him too.
Yeah, definitely got to shout him out.
But she's always on the sideline at Morgan.
I guess you could say that, but you know what I meant.
I know what you meant. I want them to know what I meant.
So was special, man, because we really have a legend. Like, a lot of people toss out that word legend a lot. Yeah. But we actually really have a legend.
Come on, man. Go in that gym at Morgan and say, we just talked about Kobe having 2 numbers up in the rap. They got a whole picture of hitting the AI move
right
That's a fact.
on the come on, man.
Man.
Stop playing.
So we definitely appreciate you getting in the mix with us. Please, again, drop all your handles where everyone can find you if they want to get their
Leaders, Breeders, all
of that. school by you and all of that, man. How can they really
I'm a little retired. I only play half court. Once in the blue, I jump out there. But you know, all things basketball. You know, I answer all DMs. You know, you can reach me at coach_TA9 on Instagram. Same thing for Twitter, but the O is a 0. And then if you're interested in volunteering or being a part of any of the community initiatives, you can follow Leader Breeders, just as it says, LEADERBREEDERS. That is the handle on X. It's not Twitter anymore, it's X.
Yeah, you can still call it
Twitter. On Twitter, aka X, and Instagram, or you can check us out at leaderbreeders.org. But I definitely appreciate y'all having me.
For sure.
I enjoyed this. You know, hopefully y'all got what y'all wanted out of this, and I was a great first guest.
They got what they wanted out of it. Hopefully they got what they needed. You dropped some jewels for these people out here.
Definitely did, man. But listen, it's your big dog Kid 6, and I'm also retired too. You know, they got my stuff up in the Raptors as well, man.
All defensive teams.
Carlton,
Right.
you dig, man. Until next time, y'all. Thank you again for joining us. We had a legend on here, but we got more in store for y'all, man. So don't go nowhere. We out of here.